Hello and welcome to Movie Phone, brought to you by Hot 97 and New York Magazine. That is to quote Movie Phone. From when I was a kid, there used to be a thing called Movie Phone. I was a kid in 1812. And there was a thing called Movie Phone. You had to call in and to find out when the movies were playing. If you didn't have a newspaper nearby, with inside the newspaper there would be the local listings of the movies, and also they would give you the ratings of the movies. They'd say, this movie, we've determined, has 2.5 out of 4 stars, which means not bad, but also it means it's not that great, according to that rating system. Me, Aristotle Full Throttle, which you can watch 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and also get on download on any type of platform that you listen to podcasts. Me, I use Afros. I use a Fro rating system. I say this is 4 Fros out of 5. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about Moon Knight. Guys, have you been watching Moon Knight? Have you been watching Oscar Isaacs with his British accent? I know it's very difficult to stomach, but we got to get through it. Interestingly enough, though, we found out last week on the first episode of Moon Knight that his voice, his British accent, is a put-on. Thankfully, because I was not buying it. I was not buying his British accent, but, you know, to each their own. I actually heard one time that the British accent is harder to do for Americans than an American accent is for a British person. And that is because of some kind of actual physical thing. Because a British accent has a lot, the tongue, the embouchure, the palate. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's more relaxed. It's more of a relaxed tone. You can relax your voice, you relax your tongue. But an American accent, you got to stiffen your tongue. And apparently, it's much easier to stiffen your tongue than it is to relax it. Just ask my ex. I don't know what that means. That's a joke. Trying to spice things up here at Aristotle Full Throttle. Trying to be enticing. Trying to be computer. Hey guys, if you want to support this channel, you could do that for me. That's music. We said daddy. Is that better? Is that any better? Welcome to the show. We're going to watch Moon Knight today here at the Just if I very chill, you won't be able to notice that the frame rate is off. Talk here about movie, music, TV shows. Today is a very hot Los Angeles day. What temperature is it where you are? What are you doing today? Why aren't you wearing sunscreen? It's a billion degrees outside. Look at me, I'm glowing. I've got 2 lights on me, but they're LEDs, so they don't really emit much heat. I'm just saying. Cheers, have some coffee. All right, I'm just going to start watching. You can watch me watch Moon Knight, episode 2, just now. And then I'm going to go see Billie Eilish. Have you ever heard of Billie Eilish? She's great. And her brother, Stephen Eilish. Her brother, Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish, I call her. Look, if I chew these peanuts, you can see it inside my mouth, chewing them. I know that's very fascinating. Today I was learning about Trader Joe's. What's your favorite thing to get at Trader Joe's? I've heard that they've got a really good dumpling situation over at Trader Joe's, except their meat dumplings. And I'm a vegetarian, as we all know here. As we all know, someone's checking their mail. Someone is right outside my door checking their mail. Let's listen in. Sounds like junk mail. Sounds like they've got junk mail. You're just going to want to throw that out. There's a bin right there for you. Just throw that junk mail out. This is ASMR mail checking here at Aristotle Full Throttle. Olivia Rodrigo. There's a big thing. I don't understand what my computer just can't handle life anymore. I think I'm going to have to put my computer down. You're stupid. You don't work. You're lazy. I don't really like the looks of you. You seem outdated. I'm putting it down, see? Oh, I dropped a peanut. Hold on, I'll be right back. What do you say? What do you think I should do with this peanut? If you're out there watching, listening, send some... You guys know what a semaphore is? Semaphore is a smoke signal and or flags. That's when you use long-distance visual signals to tell everybody else. Lord of the Rings. Which one was it? Return of the King? Two Towers. And I'm at... See, it's the scene where they light the fires atop the mountains, and then they have to light the fires atop the mountains across the whole... all of Land's End. I don't know why this is happening. Hold on a second. Hi. I'm trying to get my computer to work, but it doesn't like to work. It doesn't like to go to work. I'd like for you to support this channel so I could buy a new computer, because this is the best I can do right now. And it's very sad. It's a very sad situation. I find it sad. I cannot figure out how to retain an audience when I cannot keep a stream going. It's like I don't have a very full stream, you know? It's like I've got a large It really is. It's like I've got Najwan. Thank you for being here. It really lets the wind out of my sails when I can't seem to get this. I just want to talk. I just want to say things, and that's why I need you. You're the missing link. I'm not making fun of your appearance. I'm saying, please help the show. Support the show. Send in actual. It's all right, man. Being are always trial and error. See, that's the thing. I wish this was the beginning. Then I'd have an excuse. But I just need a new computer. But thank you for your support and your encouragement. And I don't know what else I can do right now to make the show work, because I press the buttons and nothing happens. Sometimes people have resources. You know, they have got enough money to buy all these new things and all the gear. There's like people out there that have like all of the latest newfangled equipment. They've got everything you need possibly in order to make their good for them. But you know what? I think their content is crap. I don't think that their content is as good. And my show is the opposite. I think I've got a point of view. I think I've got a hot take on situations. And but you know, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to fix the bitrate issue here. It keeps shooting up to like 5. I don't know. But the frames per second. Oh, look. I'm just going to eat nuts. If anyone has any please. It would help my show. You can monetarily help. I will put a account together that as soon as it hits a certain dollar amount, that is what I'll use to buy a new computer. Yep. I do need a new computer. This is like, I know that this is not very exciting and compelling to talk about needing a new computer, but I promise you, it's like, so I ask you, support the show. Go on to Patreon. The information's all there. It's all available. Stream output 720p. Let me see, Najwan. Thank you for your assistance here. I'm now opening up the preferences. You really don't need setup, just needs to do minor tweaks. Thank you. I'm trying to do these minor tweaks during the show, and it's only using 10% of my CPU. Doesn't seem to be able to handle that. The stream was fine yesterday. Okay, well, I don't know what happened today. I think it's just a daily occurrence here. I think people are tired. Like, I can't watch. I don't think video bit rate. All right, can't change it during the show. Hotkeys. Hotkeys. Let's talk about Moon Knight, okay? Moon Knight has got Oscar Isaac in it. It's a show on Disney Plus. Seen it? Let me know. Raise your hand. Let me know. Interesting. This seems to. I like one of the things I like about the show Moon Knight is that the cuts between his awareness and his unawareness. It feels it's really cool to watch. There we go. I tried to lower the frame the bit rate. Keeps shooting up. I don't know. Do you have a buddy who can help you, or maybe ever? Well, every computer, my CPU just can't handle it. I need help computer. Help computer. I'm eating a banana now. Anyway, I'm going to see Billie Eilish tonight. I know I'm jumping all over the place from Moon Knight to Billie Eilish. Sometimes you got to. Sometimes you gotta. There we go. There we go. I lowered the bit rate. Part of the show is about the show. The show itself is the show. There we go. That's much better, isn't it? Aren't we all happy now? What makes you happy, I wonder? All right, let's watch Moon Knight. I'm going to watch it on my phone because I don't think my anything else on it. So I'm going to watch a television show meant for the big screen, generally speaking, but on my phone, where it was meant to be played. Everything's closed on my computer. Well, Najwan, have you seen Moon Knight? Who out there has seen Moon Knight? Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using. Consider it. What else can I close here? Should I close? There's just too many things on my computer. This is the most exciting podcast you've ever heard in your life. I guarantee it. I went and got coffee at Brew. There's a place called Brew in and it's not Los Feliz. All right, let's watch some Moon Knight. Moon Knight's cool. He's got like a cool. Happy joy. Happy joy. All right, I'm opening up Moon Knight now. Audio. There we go. I'm watching Moon. I'm probably going to get a copyright strike because if you hear any of the Moon Knight coming through the speaker. Moon Knight. Look, I'm see where I'm at. This is the intro. Let me just guess what's happening. Nothing. Let me not go on the internet. Here. The next 2 days, I think I'm just going to go down. All right. Totally worth it. Hello. Welcome to the show. Nothing. Computer. I'm grumpy. I'm just closing every program possible. Are you sure you want to exit? No. No. All right. Well, this is what we're. Going to do. I'm not going to use anything. There's going to be no frills. I prefer zero frills. Frills, spills, chills, nothing. Nada. You could hear this. You could hear everything in the room right now. I was going to watch Moon Knight, but I can't watch it anymore. Watch it because it's not working. I would like to enjoy hanging out with y'all right now, but for some reason, none of this is working. Unload image. Okay, all right, let me try a couple things here. Yeah, I'll just do that, and we'll do this, and right, and yes, and yep, and okay. Yep, we're going to unload that image. We're going to take Bernie. We're going to toss him out the window. Sorry, out of here. I'm talking about Bernie Sanders, ladies and gentlemen. Bernie Sanders. Do you guys remember Bernie Williams? Bernie Williams was a outfielder for the Yankees who, by the way, also plays guitar. He plays guitar so good, in fact, he's in a band. He plays kind of a jazz guitar situation. In fact, he's in a band that went on tour, and I was in a band that went on tour with his band. We opened up for Bernie Williams. We sure did, didn't we? Let me remove this. Maybe. Yeah. Yes, no, maybe so. Joe Biden. Joe Byron. You guys know Joe Byron? Yeah, here we go. I think if I got rid of some of those video settings. We're working it out here. Do you think I need this anymore, guys? This Metroid eating my head? Is this relevant? Probably not. Again. I would like to talk about episode 1 of Moon Knight. I haven't seen episode 2 of Moon Knight. I was going to watch it here today with you, but it's not happening. We'll do that some other time. We'll catch up on it. If anybody's out watching, again, send me some semaphore. What's a metaphor? Yeah, I think I'm going to leave town for the next 3 days. I'm just going to skip town. I think it's, I think it's within my rights. What do you say there, Chief? I think if I skip town and just hang out in the desert or wherever, I think that's a good idea for me. Hang on. Do you guys remember? There we go. Much better. My voice sounds so much more. It's because I EQ'd it perfectly. I've been playing the drums a lot lately. I've been playing a lot of drums. I think that the drums are really the best one. Wow. The signal's weak. You guys have any suggestions as to? Because I was just having a ball talking about the dumpling situation over at Trader Joe's. What's your favorite Trader Joe's situation? Cookies. I just try not to eat too many of them. There are toffee. The English toffee is pretty good. I'll eat. They also have this kind of sweet that what is it? It's like toffee covered. Toffee. I am cutting in and out. Yes, I don't know how. The show is about the show, and the show is about to. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix it. It's a very frustrating situation to be in right now. Because the problem I have is a lot of times people have technology that's supposed to solve your problems, but it just gives you more problems. Mo tech, mo problems is what I think they said. They made a movie. I think there's a called Mo tech, mo problems, right? It's tenacious. I think that you think you get all this technology to solve your problems. Like, I would like to reach out to as many people as I can to spread my message of positivity and creativity and leave the world better than I found it. But then, it doesn't work, and then you get bogged down in the in the technical parts of it. I would like to. I just try to be honest. This is a show about being honest and real, and I think there's a lot of things to be grateful for. The fact that I even have a computer in the first place, I am grateful for that. But the fact that it doesn't work, it's a give and take. It's like when it's like that, the joke when you're on a plane and you're like, oh, internet is cutting out. This is terrible. It's like, well, you're in the sky in a giant metal bird and you have access to all of the information in the world at that moment. You'll be all right. You'll be fine. Not sure how to boost the performance of this computer. I think it needs to die. I think we need to take it out to pasture, shoot it, and then also bury it under the ground forever. Because I'm done with it. I'm done with this computer. If you guys have any suggestions as to which computer to buy next, I'm all ears. This was supposed to be a very fun and cheery watching of Moon Knight, but it's 1,000,000 degrees out, and I don't think I'm coming back till Monday after today. I would like to do the show every day, but I got to solve this computer situation, and I can't quite do it just yet. So I'll play guitar for you. I don't have a guitar. It's over there. I'll play the ukulele for you. I was listening to the Red Hot Chili Peppers today, and I was like, oh, the Red Hot Chili Peppers came out with a Red Hot Chili Peppers album. Cool. I think about this a lot. I'm telling everybody to check out my podcast. My podcast doesn't even work. Would like to talk about relevant things. I would like to interview people, but the podcast doesn't work. I feel like I need an Apple computer because it's part of my entire environment right now. So I really don't know what I can do to improve upon the situation. I'm flustered. I'm more flustered than Chris Rock was at the Academy Awards last week after getting slapped. I'd much rather be slapped on stage because then I could deal with it that in the moment. I can't deal with the fact that I'm trying to do a broadcast and be engaging and interesting and funny, and I can't because I have a problem with my hardware. I don't like when hardware gets in the way. I prefer to have a creative stream of consciousness and not have the hardware get in the way. I find this when I'm recording music too. A lot of times I'm sitting there trying to figure out where the different plugins are, the various different parts of the program, and try to understand the program while I'm writing music. And it's two different parts of my brain. One part of my brain just wants to just like come up with stuff. One part of my brain. And then the other part of my brain has to engage in problem solving. And I don't want to do that when my brain is free flowing with ideas, because then it's just it halts both of those processes. I don't know if I'm English or not. I'm talking about English versus American. American English versus UK English. I was talking about that earlier. Seems to be working fine now. Everything seems to be working fine now. Too soon? Nope. Encoding over. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoding preset. I don't know what a faster encoding preset is. I'm going to go see Billie Eilish later. I'm excited. I should probably listen to some more of her music before I go, because I don't know. I think, though, what the problem is going to be a lot of screaming at the concert. I think there's going to be lots of screaming. I was listening to Billie Eilish at the Grammys the other day. She was very good. She's a very good singer. When what is she, 12? Listen, I'm not making fun of her age. I'm just saying, like, she's a masterful singer at the age of what I say is 12, sarcastically, as a joke, as hyperbole. I feel like there's a lot of stuff I can't say anymore, which is crazy, because now you got to push back on that. Everybody out there, if you find that there's people coming at you for saying words, people coming at you and slapping you in the face for saying words, you know what? You got to push back. People got to get a thicker skin. They want the world to be padded with Nerf instead of wearing a damn helmet. You know what I mean? They'd like for everything else to accommodate their personal preferences. Well, Najwan, yeah. The stream is back, but the problem is I don't have anything open. Everything is closed. I can't even use my audio preset, because when I use my audio preset, that's when everything cuts out. Let me try it again while the stream is the window. I don't know. If I close all of the things. Let me close this. Yeah, it's whenever If I close that, oh, that makes it go faster. There we go. Much sexier. Nope. Cutting in and out. Yeah. I don't know. Seems to be working now, doesn't it? Fine. Yeah. Here we are back with another block rock and beat. Cutting in and out. Why is it doing that? I wonder. Maybe if I unplug it and plug. Yes. I turned it off and on again. Maybe that. Nope. Yeah, is it? Would you do a reaction to a video of a... Wow. Yes, I will. Yeah, I don't know how to get this to work properly. do a reaction to that song. Will I get a copyright strike? I think what I'm going to do is take a break until Monday after today's show. I need a weekend. I might just go be in a house for a couple days doing photography or something like that. Come out with a photography, a photo book. Send me the and I will watch the Sufi song. Yeah, I'll watch it on my phone. There's no internet connection, which is great. That's great to know, especially since I'm paying $79 a month for the top tier internet spectrum. I every single day I have to restart my computer. Oh, this is perfect. I want your body near me now. Watch me live, sweetie. I got a text from somebody that says, I get these texts 3 times a day. 3 times a day I get these texts. I want your body near me now. There's a link. Watch me now live, sweetie. 3 times a day I get these texts now. I don't understand. How did they figure out how to spam my phone? Because now I don't know. It seems pretty inviting. Maybe I should click on the link. Do you think I should click on the link? I mean, I don't know how it works. I've seen people watch it on YouTube. Well, I could do it. Technically, I have done it. But I need... I'm not sure what's going on with my... I'm going to just delete some stuff. Let me just remove everything from... Yeah, delete that. Maybe I should delete this.
Hey, guys. Whoa, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.
That's one of my favorite clips of all time, and I got to delete it. It's going away forever. Goodbye. If I just keep deleting these things... Oh, there's an arrow. I don't need that arrow. Let's remove the arrow. Let's see if we unload everything off of here. Today is Troubleshooting with Aristotle Full Throttle. Boba Fett. Oh, look at my... Oh, Boba Fett. I don't need that no more. Boba Fett was a TV series on Disney Plus that is over now. And hey, you're crazy, man. I mean, you're local, man. I still like that. I'm keeping that. All right, movie counter. I don't need that. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Remove the movie counter. We're moving this over there, and it's going to stay. Comments? Nah, get rid of that. We don't need that. It's the Russians are hacking me. I agree with you. They don't like my show. They said, you are too much of a proponent for Chris Rock over Will Smith, and the Russians prefer. Oh, that's very funny. That's Colleen. Colleen, she hasn't been on the show in a while, so I'm going to unload this image when we're not using it. And Colleen, where are you at? Why aren't you on the show? We miss you, Colleen. Come back. Do we really need Wanda anymore? No, we don't need no Wandas. Let's get rid of that. Oh, I'm cleaning house right now. What about this one? This is my favorite.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's just like
working, is it? Arnold, Bernie, Arnold, Colleen can go. Champion. I'll just delete that. Is this helping at all? I think it is. I like to think it is. Audio. Switch audio. No, we don't need that. I used to play the Nintendo Switch on here. Sometimes people like to play video games here on Twitch. I don't think so. I don't think that that's fun. Normally, I'm I'm the Mandalorian. This show used to have so many thrills and things, and now it's got stripped down. It's still too slow. Huh? How did that happen? Well, that's not working, is it? Ow, I got sunscreen in my eye. The sun has been throwing solar storms our way. Interesting about the weather. I didn't realize that the sun was interfering with my show. Can someone please get on that? Can someone please tell the sun to stop shining for the show for just an hour a day? Just for an hour a day. Just removing just about everything from here. We don't need Thor anymore. The show has grown up. We're not doing any little cartoons anymore. And I say that because, look, it's Robocoptopus. I can't do any cartoons anymore. I used to do voices and cartoons and all this kind of fun stuff. Can't do it anymore. Oh, Kanye's got to go. Kanye, sorry, Kanye. You're pulling out of Coachella. You're pulling out of my show, too. All right. Is that helping? No. There is an underlying issue, and I don't know. Like everything in life. Sometimes people in a weird way. You ever notice someone who's not a good judge of character? You ever see that? You ever see people who are just like, I think he's a good guy. I can't tell. That's always alarming to me. It's very alarming to me when someone can't judge someone's. You know, after a few interactions, you could probably tell someone's like a psychopath. I thought you could. I thought everybody could do it. I really did. I thought like everybody do that. I'm like, sometimes you're like, oh, this person is only talking about themselves for the last hour. They must be narcissistic. Some people are like, I don't know. It's weird. That's the way I frame things sometimes. I frame the world that way because it helps me interact with different types of individuals. We got 18 more minutes on the show, and I've deliberately made the show as streamlined as possible, but it doesn't seem to be working. Tom. I don't know who Tom is, but he's going. Bill Burr. Sorry, Bill Burr, you're gone. It's very disheartening to get rid of all of these graphics, but the show has moved up in the world. We've moved on. We're not just about Metroids. The sun can interfere with all forms of communication and the electric grid. Well, I'll tell you, my form of communication is my mouth, and I think the sun has burnt my lips. Intros. All of the intros are out. Yeah. I wish I had a show for you today, but I did. I originally planned to watch Moon Knight with you, but I don't think that I can because my computer is dead. Long live the computer. Please contribute money to the show. Go to patreon.com/Aristotle Full Throttle. Support the channel that way. I'm making $93 a month there, which means I only need, let's see, times, what would that be? Times 93 times 5 would be 450 times 10. I only need 50 months. 50 months at that rate, or 1 month at maybe like $4,000. I know it's a lot. But this is literally the thing that drives everything that I do is my computer. My computer drives my photography, my video editing, my live stream, and my music. And the computer is from 2015, I think, or 2014. That's a long time ago. That's way too long for a computer to live. Things have different lifespans. For instance, a housefly lives about, a week. 1 week. My computer's got the equivalent of many houseflies. I think I might do the show in the mornings from now on, because in the middle of the day, I feel like I could be out shopping for food right now. No, seriously, I think I'm going to leave town for a day. Go on a sojourn, short stay out of town, somewhere nondescript, somewhere remote. And I'm just going to work on photos. With a photo book at some point of photos I've taken. It might be a little risque. Watch out. Just letting you know. Not of myself. Unless you want, I don't know. That's what the show's for. Thank you, Robert Medina, for retweeting Let's Watch Moon Knight. However, we're not watching Moon Knight. We're talking unfiltered. Literally unfiltered. There's no... I can't use my audio. Here, let me try again. I'm going to try it one more time for the last 14 minutes of the show. And if it doesn't work, I'm retiring. I'm going to retire my computer. As in the sense of Blade Runner, how tired, you know? I mean, I'm going to shoot it. I have a bigger SM platform than me. Social media platform. SM? People are using SM for social media? If you got something to talk about it, I'm all ears. I don't think anybody's around right now. I think my show is now off the grid. It's hidden. It's well hidden. I think not doing a show for a week, all of my... Hey, what type of computer do I have? I have a Macintosh. But what happens is, it's not the computer, it's just the age of the computer. This computer is too old to handle all. I would like to be able to utilize every aspect of this, but it's just not working. I would like to, let me get rid of these blocks. Delete that block. Delete this block. Hello. Nothing is working right now, so it's great. You're on the show. We're on the show. Hi.
Yeah. I know. I think it's just weird in the air, I think.
Yeah. I can't get to work, so it's like one of those times where you just want to, like, walk into traffic because talk about stuff, and then all I see is everything going down. Just all of the meters are going down.
Well, sometimes you just need to slap a computer.
To shoot the computer. Maybe if I pour water on it?
Maybe.
I don't even know. What's going on in New York? How hot is it in New York?
It's cold. It's cold. I say it's about 45 degrees. Chilly on Long Island.
Well, you got to cut off that's my cutoff. I don't go outside under 45 degrees.
Well, and that's why you don't live in New York.
Oh. Did you bring your ice skates?
I left them, but I will bring you a pair if you need them in LA.
Someone asked me to go ice skating with them one time a couple months ago, and I said, I will watch ice skating from the outside of the ice skating rink. I don't like to fall down. I've only gone ice skating 2 times in my life. One time I fell down 5 times. The second time I fell down 0 times. But I just never want to do that again. Have you ever gone ice skating?
Yeah, I've been ice skating several times.
Do you like ice skating?
I think it gets getting used to. I actually dated a woman that was really she almost went on to actually ice skate professionally. So I had to learn how to ice skate a little bit.
You had to learn? Did she need an ice skating partner?
I think she would have liked that, but it never happened.
Oh.
I mean, because I'm better than you, but not as good as her.
Yeah, I'm terrible at ice skating. Is this Will says, saying, hey, haven't watched Moon Knight. Well, Will, I would love to watch Moon Knight with y'all, but my computer doesn't want me to. Nor does the internet. Nor does my phone. I was actually on my phone trying to watch it, and it was like, no internet connections. I think it might be sunspots or aliens. So we're on the phone with my brother, Ricky?
Yeah, well, I believe so.
Yeah.
That's the word on the street.
Word on the
where
street.
that comes from. The word on the street.
Word on the street. We're talking to Ricky here on Aristotle Full Throttle. Ricky Full Throttle. That's true.
Yeah. You got a cool name. I got this whatever name.
Yeah, it doesn't rhyme as well.
Yeah, it doesn't roll. It doesn't. Nobody ever comes up to me and says, oh, "Ricky, that's an awesome name." Unlike Aristotle.
I just say blame my parents for that one. I didn't have anything to do with it.
You know what? I will bring it up to them the next holiday function.
Yeah, let's just say, why did you do this to me? Why? Well, at least I got a show out of it with a rhyming name. Is this Will?
There you go.
Is this Will says he hasn't watched Moon Knight yet. It's a Disney show, but it's like a Marvel Disney show. I don't know. It's got Oscar Isaac, and he's a really good actor. Except for the fact, I don't know. There's no exception. He's a good actor. Anyway, Noel says hi. Noel's in the chat. He's entered the chat. Did you see Will Smith smack a fool?
Yes, I did. I made a reference before. I said smack your computer, but you ran right over it.
Oh, I just missed it. I know it's been a week and a half, but I think it's still worth talking about probably until the end of time. If we could talk about more Will Smith smacking a fool. So I know that not Willie Smith in the comments currently, not to be confused with Will Smith. They're both Will Smiths. Just not to be confusing, but Willie Smith said the other day that it seemed to him that it was perhaps a setup, like a wrestling setup, where one guy goes up on stage and slaps the other guy for dramatic effect. Do you subscribe to that theory?
I would have been more likely to entertain that if he didn't walk off stage yelling and sit back down going, like a bad man, going, keep my wife mouth.
Yeah.
Yep. Over and over. He said it several times. To me, it was like, you lost your cool.
Yeah.
And if you could see it, if you play that part and watch that part, you clearly know that at that point, he didn't care what happened to him.
Yeah.
He didn't care if he was escorted out in handcuffs and audio tapes,
I just think it's appalling they didn't just escort him right out. But,
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I've already had debates with several people. And two of them are both social workers. One of them said to me, actually my colleague, I think it was a setup. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then another young woman that I know from work, she said, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm like, it is a big deal.
It's violence.
It's violence. It's like, what's going to stop the next person from walking up on stage and slapping you while you're playing bass?
Yeah, I mean, there's horrible things because I've performed on stage, and I have to say, when I heard about someone like Dimebag Darrell, the guitar player for Pantera, tragically and horrendously, he was murdered on stage while performing a concert. A guy ran up on stage. The man was hearing voices. He had all kinds of issues going on, and he believed that Dimebag Darrell was some kind of messenger for Satan, and he had to kill him. And he ran up on stage and shot this man dead. And that's
I
like
forgot about that.
that was like 20 years ago, actually 19 years ago, and 19 and a half years ago. And it's kind of a crazy situation because you go, that's not okay. That's a very extreme version of a guy slapping another dude, but none of that's okay. I think that words should meet words and actions can meet actions. But, I was saying earlier, if Will Smith just said, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth, if he said that like once, everybody would have like, ooh. And then they would have just kind of moved on.
Yeah, they would have convicted him, but I still think it would have been talked about because it's like, why are you losing your cool over shenanigans?
It's total shenanigans. Is he telling a joke? He just said, hey, Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait. That's it. That's all I said.
That was it.
Is this Will in the chat says, but the wrestling angle frame of mind is from a carny mentality where, quote, working the marks for the reaction to the point of inciting riots is par for the course. Well, is this Will? I know that Is This Will has been devil's advocate on this for this discussion, for the duration of this discussion on this show, Aristotle Full Throttle, which you can watch 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and listen to it as a podcast every day, any day, on any podcast platform. It's really available for you to listen to, is all I'm saying. But Is This Will says, look, here's why it could be a setup. But I find that people find things that actually happened hard to believe, so they try to build a story that makes it make sense. And I just don't think it made sense. I think it was an irrational and impulsive decision on Will Smith's part to do that, because he's like in this weird, think about it. This is it's his greatest moment. It's his greatest moment. He's about to win an Oscar. Chances are he's going to win the Oscar. Think of the pressure he's feeling at that moment. He's probably losing his mind at that part. And he's like, I'm not going to sit here and try to sympathize with Will Smith because dude is in the best position of his career, about to win an Oscar. And he lost his cool. He lost his cool, I think.
Maybe that's what they gave him the Oscar for, no?
Maybe. Is This Will? I'm going to have to figure out how to patch you into the conversation because my computer situation. Hang on a second. Let me go get my laptop. Is This Will wants to talk. I'm just going to get up and walk over here now. Nobody's manning the show. I just walked away. Listen, we got cruise control, autopilot. Is This Will says he's coming. He wants to join this conversation. I'm going to go see Billie Eilish in a couple hours. So I've got about a half an hour before I have to leave.
Billie Eilish?
Yeah.
Billie Eilish. Are you really going to see her?
Correcto mundo. I'm going to go see Billie Eilish tonight and her brother Phineas. And then they're going to go right back to Highland Park where they live.
Wow.
Which is not too far from here either. I'm going to just hitch a ride back with them.
I'm amazed that you're admitting to this.
No, Billie Eilish is an excellent musician, and so is Phineas. They're excellent musicians. I'm a fan. I think that they are quite good.
I saw them once at Radio City. They were good.
They're a very good. Oh, Is This Will? Here he is. Is This Will? I see you. I see him. Is This Will? Are you there?
Plain, I see him.
Watson, come to the next room.
I see him. I see him.
Will, is that you? Will, say a thing. I see your icon. Huh. I can hear myself coming through. Will.
I'm here, but I don't hear you.
Oh, you don't hear me?
Hey, I need to mute my phone.
Okay. We're all here now.
I'm here, but can you hear me? I'm in Discord.
I can hear you.
I
Yes.
see a mic next to you, but I'm not hearing anything. Hold on.
Okay.
Try and disconnect.
All right. Will be right back after these messages. Hey, everybody. Do you like to be clean? Do you like soap? We all here at Soap...
Right,
oh, he's
talking.
back.
I'm not hearing.
Will, I hear you.
I see the mic next to you as if
Yeah.
you are
Oh, you know what it is?
here.
Oh, you know what it is? Hold on a
I
second.
don't see it showing a audio output on your end, so if you can hear me.
I'll fix this in a second. Hold on a
Discord is
second.
not picking up your audio.
Got you. I understand now what needs to happen. Microphone. Huh? MacBook Pro microphone. Hello, Will. Are you there?
It'd be awesome if the show had closed captions.
Yeah, it would be great if we could do that. Maybe I can... Hold on a second. Weird. I don't understand. This show is a never-ending stream.
This whole time that Mike was picking up my computer fan whirring at high volume.
Yeah, no worries. We're
I'm
just...
turn the audio up so I can hear the video.
Voice activity. Default Mac Pro microphone. You know what it might be? It might be that I'm wearing my AirPods right now.
Well, I can hear both of you.
All right. Oh boy. It should be picking me up. Will, check to see if you're... I'm going to reopen... Here's what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to close the program and reopen the program. Right. Here we are, back again. Not working. My microphone is...
I see that you're reconnected.
Test miking. Test mic. Test mic. It says it's working.
I'm just watching the icons. And you know, in Discord, when you talk, the icon turns green to indicate that that person's talking.
Yeah.
Not turning green.
That's true. Here, let me try something else. Let me try another thing. Sound preferences. I tried to make this work. It doesn't seem to want to work. I tried. Here, let me try one more time. I'm going to do it. Oh, I can't do it. Oh, yeah, I can. Hold on. Here, we'll do this way. We'll do it this way. We'll do it live, but I don't think my brother will be able to hear you. This is...
If that's the case, I'll drop out.
Don't drop out. It's open discussion. I'm going to die here up on the stage here. I'm going to get slapped off the stage.
Slap you off the stage, yep.
Would like for the sounds to work, but the sounds are not working. It's just really one of those things where you're like, Murphy's Law applies to my show, and my show only. I could say I'm the victim, or, look, I'm going to try this again. Weirdly, and this is...
It's gonna be delayed, but do you ever go into the user settings in Discord for audio?
I am in the user settings, and I am in the voice chat, and it says I'm using my my MacBook Pro microphone, which it's not, though. It doesn't seem to be working. What if I get closer? Can you hear me if I'm closer? Is this working? Am I close? Am I shouting? Oh, good golly. Ready? Oh, you know, at least the show's almost over. Reset voice settings. Okay. I've reset my voice settings. And now is this working? Am I talking? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't
Ah,
hear you.
Will, I'm working now. I reset my voice settings and it seems to be working now. But Will, I don't hear you. Will, say a thing.
Say a thing.
Will, I would like for you to speak aloud. Come on now, Will. We got you. Will? Are you there, Will? William. Willie Smith. Will Smith, do I have to come out there and slap you? All right. Hey, Will. Yeah, here we are. We're all here. Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, something weird happened.
What happened? Oh, no.
I want to just blame it on Will.
Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, you can hear me now.
hear me?
I can hear you. We can all hear each other. This is wonderful. Will, now, why do you believe... Yeah. Go ahead.
See, you're making an incorrect assumption.
Okay.
You're assuming what I believe.
All right. But you know,
So,
you have special information.
I don't have special information.
Okay.
What I can do is I can link you an analysis of the quote-unquote slap by a wrestling veteran, one of the promoters who's responsible for putting together what they call angles. How they approach it from a working point of view. Working is their term for manipulating audiences with physical actions that are real but are staged to engage people, to get them worked up.
Right.
Because that's how you get their money in wrestling. And so they just talked about the different aspects of the scenario, how it was built up, how the actual physical violence was played out, how it was reacted to, and what the desired intent or effect could be. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, oh, these guys who are the pros, they're having a hard time discerning whether this is fake or real. And they're saying, all right, if this was fake, here are the indicators that we see that make us think, oh, this was a bit. This was designed to be a shocking moment to draw people in.
Okay.
And so that's their analysis. So for people who buy into everything being a work, and there are different degrees of working. So on the lowest level, a simple practical joke, not giving up the joke and just staying in character for whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
That's working on the small scale. Working on the larger scale would be the Trump presidency. It's a real thing that has real lasting consequences that impact lives in the most detrimental ways possible. But to pretend as if they're not doing something to have a certain desired effect so they can continue to do it and have people buy into them, that's also working. So you got this wide range of scope. The microscope where you just refuse to tell somebody that you're wrong in an argument, even though you know you are, because you know if you give up that ground,
right. Yeah, you're gonna
you lose leverage with them. So I'm just not gonna say I'm sorry. I'm just gonna move on.
Right.
You're working them, or
But
being a war criminal.
So
may I?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say something to that. So let me ask you something. Would you give up on this series on I believe the 18th of April? The Academy is going to review and decide what they're going to do with him. If he's punished in any way, are you still going to believe it's possible that he staged it?
Honestly, I don't have a belief either way. It'll be interesting to see what the people who are of the mind that it was staged are coming from. Because here's the thing. In wrestling, they have short-term angles and they have long-term angles. And long-term angles sometimes play out over years where they plant seeds and have little incidents that build to something. Like a current example would be, and this is a real long game, but The Rock is arguably the biggest action star on the planet, right?
Yes. Yeah, he is. I would say yes.
It's fair to assume that. So even before he quit wrestling, his cousin
Pebbles.
His real name is
Pebbles.
His real name is Joe Noi, but his wrestling name is Roman Reigns.
Okay.
He was being groomed to be a champion, not just because of their relationship, but because he's a physically stunning person to look at. So they're like, this guy will make a great champion, a great figurehead for professional wrestling.
He's all image.
So they've been building him up. And the long-term goal that was expressed before it actually actualized was, well, eventually what we'll do is we'll transition Joe, Rock's cousin, into being as big a star as The Rock by ascending him the same way we did The Rock in professional wrestling, but slowly eking him over into pop culture as just an iconic figure and trying to get him in the movies, which he was in one of the Fast movies. And then before we let him go and do movies and leave wrestling behind and milk him for everything we can, make sure they have a match and Joe wins.
But you're saying that they would try to create a stunt that would glorify this guy and throw him into the limelight. Is this the what they were?
No, I think
what I'm saying is this plan for his cousin. They've been slowly planting seeds of those two eventually having a match for the wrestling fans. That wouldn't excite people outside of wrestling, but for wrestling fans, they're anticipating that one day The Rock's cousin will get to wrestle The Rock, and he will win, and that will thereby crown him as great as The Rock in the world of wrestling, and then he'll move on beyond wrestling. And they've been working on this. This has been an expressed intent for at least 6 years.
Okay,
at least 6.
So Ricky,
every year they kind of head towards it, and there's another incident that makes people think, oh, does this have anything to do with that?
So
The Rock will say something, or
so they confused Chris Rock with The Rock in this situation, and they slapped the wrong guy.
No.
Okay.
What I'm doing is I'm providing an analogy. So
wait.
All right, what's the?
Hey, hang on. Wait.
Go ahead.
Let's stop at that point.
Perhaps this. So you're saying that maybe Will Smith would possibly have gotten himself thrown out of the academy, maybe ruined his career a little bit. So his daughter Willis could be famous. Willow could be big and famous one day.
Yeah.
Is that possible? What I'm hearing from you is that he shot himself in the foot, so maybe his daughter or maybe his
Let
wife
me spell it out.
Famous.
So let's take the analogy of the Rock situation and apply it to Will Smith. So Will Smith, much like the Rock, is involved in a entertainment legacy.
Yeah.
Because the Rock, his father was a professional wrestler.
Right.
His daughter is training to be a professional wrestler. So in Will Smith's case, so he's 53. I had to look up his age because Will Smith is older than me, but I always forget how much older he is than me because he spent adolescence, his 20s, appealing to a juvenile demographic.
Right.
So he always seemed younger than he was.
Yeah, because he was a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in high school, but he was really like 30 at the time.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have a 53-year-old man.
Yeah.
Who, for the most part of his career, has been shunned by the Academy. Mm-hmm. And has continued to be successful in spite of it. He comes from the hip-hop culture, which, to a certain degree, and this is not necessarily him.
Well, I would say that,
shuns.
He got one little fight. As he said he's moving with his auntie. I wouldn't say that, I understand he comes from a hip hop background, but he's Will Smith. Parents just don't understand Will Smith. Like
you don't know where I'm going with it. Let me go. I'm going somewhere. Trust me. Have faith. I'm not gonna let you down.
Okay. No, Will. Let's just remind the audience: is this Will always has a destination in mind that is very satisfying? So, Will, take us there.
Meander.
Take us there.
But the thing is, so that culture already has an inbred contempt for certain types of authority and approval from things external from the culture. Now,
so
he
they're
superseded
inbred.
that.
Yeah.
Like, there was a period of time where Will Smith, people could have seen him running for president. Now, at 53, and this is the thing I didn't Google before this conversation, but I wanted to just for my own accord before I knew this would ever be discussed again. I was trying to figure out how old was Bill Cosby when he landed The Cosby Show? Because that's where we think of Will Smith as young because of his role as an action star.
Mid-40s, early 40s?
53 is...
Yeah.
He's 53.
Yeah.
He's really... And if we were kids again, he'd be an old-ass man.
True.
So he's in the twilight of his career as the star he used to be. So this is where you transition into the elder statesman or an iconic father figure type role.
Right.
And we can argue that he did that with the Venus and Serena Williams King Richard movie. You can make that case. But for him, what was his bread and butter, what was his lifeblood as an entertainer is behind him. He has to become something else now. So if he doesn't put value in what the Academy has to offer as far as accolades, what kind of, I hate to use the modern terminology, but what kind of brand is he going to invest himself in? And if you look at his children and you look at his wife, they've invested heavily in counterculture movements. And he reacts to that in a lot of his online content. It's either self-actualization on his part, him testing himself,
Right.
you know, whether it's fitness or facing his fears, or reacting to some of the things that his kids do that he's like, okay, this, like, mainly Jaden, is a little out there and making a farce of it. But he's not engaged in the academy culture. He's not out there trying to be Kanye, trying to get the approval of the high art folks anymore. He's just doing his thing.
But don't you think? But don't you think Will Smith though has been Will Smith since the early '90s and hasn't really had to engage on that level? Like he hasn't had. He has since that movie. What was the movie? Breaking the Day or whatever. It was like his first dramatic role. I think he's been trying to pine that Oscar for the last 30 years.
Oh, you mean 6 Degrees of Separation?
That one.
6 Degrees of, his first.
Yes.
His first movie was Oscar.
6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon's. Yeah, that's where he was in it, and he was Oscar. You know, that was like a very like this is a serious actor. I think even in his rap career, quote unquote rap career, I'll say it was definitely rap, but I don't know if it was like hip hop. You know, he's sitting there like going, you know, parents all the same amount of time or place. You know, he's a family friendly guy. According to an old or two in the chat, Will Smith is, according to his social media connections, has a fighting background. Well, he did play Muhammad Ali. I don't know if that gives him a fighting background. Go ahead.
All right. All that notwithstanding, if you're thinking from a business perspective, like just strictly business, let's talk money.
Okay.
Does Will Smith have a better chance grounding his brand in Atlanta, in the Tyler Perry studios, making movies for that audience and that demographic, who there's a good case that the majority of the people who affirm that demographic, and there's a lot of money in that demographic, are going to forgive him for this anyway, and some of them are going to see that he's justified. Or business-wise, is he going to do better to fall on his sword and appease the Academy and try to appeal to that, let's be honest, what it is, Hollywood elite? So for the rest of his life, as he ages out of being able to be an action star, and he's always been half-cocked as a leading man because, Lord forbid, they cast him with someone the same race. So
right.
He's always usually playing opposite a woman who's not his race. And in general, it's not allowed to kiss them. Like, have you ever seen Will Smith?
Eva Longoria, and then you've got Margot Robbie, and yeah. No, I've not seen him. They can't do it because they're afraid. But I think, though, on its face, no pun intended, Chris Rock, sorry. But I would just say that is like, I feel like that's going a long ways for something that's only detrimental. I don't see it beneficial in any way. I don't see it being pre-thought about, like pre.
And
I'm not even going there with it. That's why I say I don't believe that person.
Hang on, 1 second.
I'm having hard. The way Discord works is when he's talking, it considers him background noise and starts to filter him out. So every time
hang on.
Speaks, it
all right,
kind of cuts him
we'll
out.
try it.
Well, I was going to say, I thought it was interesting what your theory was when you used the Bill Cosby and how he's 50. Well, Will Smith, and if you notice that most men, I hate to be biased, but men can go on into their 50s, 60s, and 70s and continue to play archaic, like big roles in movies. They don't have a shelf life. So I don't know if Will Smith would have sat here and take the chance of shooting himself in the foot at 53 because of a stunt.
You know what? So all right, so we started with stunt, but I'm gonna pivot just a little bit to just everything I'm saying about his frame of reference, his branding, his economic stakes. That applies whether it's a stunt or not, because it doesn't have to be a stunt for it to be an act in contempt of the Academy itself and that situation. Let's start there and say, even if it wasn't a stunt, it was an affront on the system that he isn't respectful of. And some of that because he feels affected by that system. As far as his livelihood as an older man, as an action star, I'm going to bring in race into it because there's only so long that you can go where you even have a shot. And then after a while, they transition to someone else if they can. Like Denzel can still occasionally do quasi-action type movies, but he's relegated to like the Steven Seagal. I'm going to do some parries and break somebody's arm and punch him in the throat. I'm not going to be running around, jumping, sliding, flipping. That shit's over. Denzel's not doing that, and they're not going to cast a body double because no one will believe he can do it. They'll just hire Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan is also going to get Will Smith's roles if Idris Elba doesn't.
Okay.
Because I hate to say it, probably roughly the same age, but Idris Elba he has more gravitas with audiences than Will Smith does, because part of Will Smith's brand was self-effacing humor, from himself the butt of the joke before he anybody.
His question now, after witnessing that slap, do you think Will Smith can beat Mike Tyson?
That's the first thing I thought of when I heard about it. I'll be honest, I refuse to watch the video because I don't believe in that.
We could listen to the song.
I know that Mike Tyson will still beat the living crap out of him.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware with rap catalog, there's a song he's saying called "That Could Beat Mike Tyson." Back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that song. Nightmare on My Street.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He was always making fun of himself. Like he was the one that was the butt of the joke in all of his rap songs. And then when he started getting jiggy with it, I was like, I don't know if I'm going there with you, Will Smith. I don't know if I want to fight a giant spider with you, a giant mechanical spider in Wild Wild West. That was the turning point, I think. Ever since then, it's been hit or miss with Will Smith. And, I feel like, I hear you on where you're going with these theories or with these explanations or descriptions. I just think that, I just dropped a bunch of peanuts on the floor. That's what I think. I think, I got to clean that up later. That Will Smith's career isn't that in the hole that this would, I think he's got a good 10 years more of, he was turning down the role to reprise his role in Independence Day. He's turning down roles that would still be really good for his career. I think that, it's just not something that,
I think it would have been it was Arnold Schwarzenegger, but he wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger. He played other roles that weren't needing a lot of action. The latest movie he was up for the Oscar. He wasn't playing,
Right.
Right.
Yeah, he's a dramatic actor now. He was Muhammad Ali.
My argument.
He was the guy who's Welcome to Earth. But now he's Will Smith, the
he's
dramatic
the guy that
actor.
could beat Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he could. If he'd just slapped Mike Tyson like that, his valves would have released. But go ahead.
See, I think he can make those with the studio system establishing itself down there in Atlanta. Like they made freaking Coming to America down there, and had a who's who, and to see that movie, it doesn't look like a low budget affair. No. There's an infrastructure because of the Tyler Perrys of the world, the Oprah Winfrey's of the world, where they can make that kind of high quality, big budget film. Yeah. Whether they release it theatrically or straight to Amazon or something, and they can hire whoever they want, regardless of what the Foreign Press Association or the Academy thinks of them. Like, they can bring in Wesley Snipes and say, all right, we're going to put Wesley Snipes in a movie and give him a prominent role because we don't care if he's a tax evader or he's spread a venereal disease or whatever, because we have an affinity for Wesley Snipes. He's one of ours. Right. And they can just as easily do the same thing with Will Smith. Like, there is an insular aspect to being part of cultural and ethnic minorities where you have a landing place now. Where in the past, where if you got, no pun intended, blackballed, that was just it. We just didn't see you anymore because there was no alternative industry to be a part of. And now, like, cancel culture doesn't exist because for everything that can be canceled, there's an inverse subculture that has the resources to put you right back to work and make you successful on your own terms.
I just think I just think though that where it kind of falls apart for me is that he's literally about to win the Oscar for Best Actor. He won the Oscar for Best Actor, and we all know that the Academy Awards is a place where it's literally the job. It's the night where we go, okay, who are we gonna keep seeing for the next 3 to 5 years? Let's award those people so that the industry and the public also are on the same page as to who we are going to be employing constantly for the next 3 to 5 years. I feel like that's like a guarantee for dramatic work, especially for Will Smith, who I freaking would have been so excited to see win that award. And now I'm just kind of like, oh man, what a punk. What a little punk, you know?
All right. So
that's my image of him now. That's my image of Will Smith after that moment was like, what a little punk. He's got to do this kind of
punk. He went from Tom Hanks to, I don't know.
Yeah, Pee Wee Herman. No, Pee Wee Herman's got more gumption.
He went from Tom Hanks to a thug.
Yeah, to like just like a little street. Trying to be tough and just it's not becoming. The dude's been a millionaire for 30 years. So it's like I don't feel like he's got that cred anymore as far as, you know, I look at Snoop Dogg and arguably Snoop Dogg, real hip hop, that's real OG West Coast you know, hip hop, and you got he's probably still integrated in the culture because he's Snoop Dogg, but I don't know. He seems pretty relaxed in his life. Like I don't see him going up to people smacking them. I don't think he has to. You know what I mean?
Well,
I was going to actually ask you if you thought he would do it.
Am I cutting him off? Because if you talk, then he can't be heard, and then if I talk, I can't hear him.
What was that, Ricky?
I said I was going to ask you if you could see him slapping him.
Yeah. Could you see Snoop Dogg slapping anybody? I think there was a sketch where he had a giant hand and was slapping people.
See, the thing about Snoop that we take it for granted because we see him with Martha Stewart,
right,
is that he was in a very violent situation.
But he's packing heat.
I'm not even talking about the murder case, but like we
murder was the case that they gave him. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm referencing.
You got to pull the moderator.
No, I was just saying because you said the murder case, and I said, well, murder was the case that they gave him. So go ahead.
That's what the song was about. But so I have not been a fan of Dr. Dre for the last 30 years.
Time out.
Because of one.
The Chronic?
Yeah. No.
No?
Like I even had to have my friend somebody for it. There's a specific reason why.
Okay.
And it's the D Barnes situation that even the Eminem references in the song casually. But she was a female.
Will, I have to say though,
yeah.
I have to say nowadays everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out. But when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish, and MFs act like they forgot about Dre.
Predates the song. I've been on my BS for 30 years.
Okay.
D Barnes was a conscious rapper, right? So she was all about positivity in her songs with her partner. I'm trying to remember the name of the group, and I always forget what the name was. But it was similar to Salt and Pepper and how they named themselves. Dink and Dink. She interviewed, and this was right around the time Ice Cube left NWA. And she asked the group about Ice Cube, which they took us to the front.
Cube.
So at a party, after this interview, he cornered her in the bathroom, I believe, and assaulted her, and her arm got broken.
No, that's not okay.
I've never forgotten about that.
No, thank you. That's Dre? Did that?
Yes. This is not disputed in any way. That's why I say Eminem even acknowledges in the song as I think Bad vs. Evil is the song where they're going back and forth at each other.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, what about D Barnes? Eminem says that as a reference to that because it was never anything anyone questioned, but there were, as far as I know, if it went to legal means, it was handled out of court. And this is at the height of Suge Knight. This is before Death Row, but when he was working in management with them.
So are we comparing breaking arms to slapping faces now? What's...
No, the case I'm making is that when you bring up Snoop Dogg, whether you could see him assaulting. I'm sure Snoop Dogg has slapped the shit out of people. We just haven't seen it.
Right. Well, I think that's the spectacle. I think seeing Will go up on stage and slap somebody says that, hey, Will Smith's slapping people and we haven't seen it. You know what I mean? Like, I think that he's.
And the thing is, but we talked about that last time. We have seen Will Smith slap somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
When they humiliated him.
Yes. So he got humiliated again, and he lashed out again. And it wasn't a humiliating joke. It was that he was humiliated by Jada, who seems to be wielding seems to be, you know.
Yes, we got into that.
Yeah, and I don't want to sit there and be like, oh, men do this, and women be like this, and men be like this. Relationship dynamics of different people. The abuser, the control, the string puller can be either gender, it can be the same gender, you know, depending on the situation. There are power dynamics in unhealthy relationships that will result sometimes, if depending on the individuals involved, in abusive behavior. So this is
you have to get ready for the concert.
Will's winding up. I'm going to say I got about 8 more minutes. And then I got to get out the door.
From an outsider's perspective, I offer this. Jada has always had the public persona of being a very assertive and self-determined person. I think that's coloring the perception of her now. And I'm starting to see a lot of people start to dogpile on her accountability in this. And I am a little bit uncomfortable with that. And I think she recently she came out and made a statement that she thought he went too far. So, like, she even threw him under the bus. The other thing I'll assert is you don't ascend to the level of success that Will Smith has without having a certain amount of tenacity and aggression in your ambition. He's an incredibly ambitious person, which tells me that their capacity for doing things that are indiscreet, you cannot underestimate that. Their capacity for covering up those indiscretions, you cannot underestimate that.
I would argue, Will, that is a correlation and maybe not necessarily a causation, because again, Ricky brings up Tom Hanks.
And the causation.
You know, you got Tom Hanks, who's got a guy. You know, I always mention that Tom Hanks has got a guy. Tom Hanks is sending his guy to go slap Chris Rock. You know what I mean? I feel like
Tom Hanks is another. There's that cultural dynamic too.
Yeah.
And then we don't know about, what is it, Xenu?
yeah, Xenu.
How much Xenu is playing into all of this?
I know the very infamous Scientological, I guess. Is he a god or what is he? Xenu's just a dude, right?
I'm gonna plead ignorance willfully.
Yeah,
honestly, I only hear about him in passing and some of the weird stuff that goes on.
Yeah, yeah, I don't want Scientology coming after me, because that big blue building is like a block and a half that way. I don't want to see those Scientologists coming after me.
The heart of the monster.
Yeah.
And like they say they're not Scientologists, but they are close.
Well, they've given like hundreds of thousands of dollars to Scientology apparently. So, Ricky, what are you building a car out there? It sounds like you're under the hood.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What's going on? Sounds like you got a roast in the oven. Well, so wrap it up to this discussion. It's plausible. So Will, would you rule out the plausibility of a setup or no?
I'm not gonna, because I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend I know one way or the other.
Okay.
And if it comes out in a year, the Oscars usually has these Oscar moments. So me and Chris got together and we thought, well, let's do a bit where I get roasted and I react poorly, and it'll shock the crowd, but we'll just keep it moving. And it went sideways. Like, if that came out after the fact, like a year from now, like there's a discussion and they break it down and say, all right, well, this is what was the plan and this is what happened and this is how we thought we would be able to do damage control. Like, I could see that happening, a post-mortem. Or it could be just like the Sinead situation where she had a plan, she went forth, and It was a raw emotional act on her part that we didn't understand.
Interesting.
And so, like, saying that, I'm going to give you the Will version of, all right, that was real, that was an emotional moment, and it's not fake. Here's what I would say contributed to that. Regardless of him winning or not, Will Smith has aspired to be the equivalent of a Barack Obama for his generation.
Yeah.
He's tried to be the everyman that appeal to every person.
Now, look, I never went up on stage and slapped Joe Biden. This seems...
But he did call Kanye what did he call him?
Jackass.
He lift up a mic?
Jackass. He's a jackass.
Yes.
Yeah. Which he wasn't wrong.
He's got it in him.
Yeah, he wasn't wrong.
Have you ever seen Obama foul somebody? Oh, Obama, he can lay the smack down like The Rock.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, so you've got this man, and he's in this situation where he's done everything he can to appeal to the broader audience, and specifically this high art audience of high society that is the Academy. And he's been rejected, he's been looked over, and other people have been put up above him.
All right, 4-minute warning, Will.
Still ascended.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So he's done all this, and he knows, as every black actor does, that when he sits in that seat, in that, what is it, the Kodak Theater?
Yep, right down the street from me.
He's a minority within a minority.
Okay.
And on that show, they have had the last, 4 or 5 years, Oscars So White.
True.
And didn't Jada start that? Am I remembering incorrectly? Was Oscar So White a Jada thing?
That might have been. I mean, I know she protested.
2016, yep.
Yeah, she protested the Oscars.
So you've got that, and you know that on a regular basis, the one place you're going to see somebody of color on the Oscars is as a host when they bring in a comedian. Not always, but there's. All right, we got Chris Rock, we got Whoopi Goldberg, we'll bring them up, whatever. So the thing about black comedians as a black superstar is in our own house, joking with each other, at each other, is okay. It's like with family. Oh, you can say that around us. But when you show out on me in front of them, the people who are outside of our circle, our group, and actually do sometimes operate in ways that we feel is contentious or jealous, because we are the outsider in this in-group, feels like a betrayal. Now, this is me just totally projecting. So I'm here, I'm trying to be the best version of myself, trying to be the greatest star I can be in spite of all the obstacles in front of me. And we see Will Smith play roles of people who are biographical subjects, are usually people who overcome the system in some way.
Yeah.
So we can assume maybe to a certain level he identifies with that. So let's say that that's in Will Smith, to be an overachiever in spite of adversity. And to, at the peak of that attempt to overcome that adversity, bring out somebody that looks like me in their eyes, that comes from the similar demographic as me. Like the first time I saw Chris Rock was on BET, opening up for In Vogue and bombing.
And did he ever get? He never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Ever gonna get it. Whoa.
He came from a predominantly black audience, predominantly black appeal. Like most people remembered him from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, to Saturday Night Live,
classic,
to international acclaim, to one of the biggest comedians. So his career trajectory is a parallel to a certain extent to Will Smith's, but they're both appealing to two separate demographics.
All right. Well,
so you got So you got Chris Rock representing someone of similar ascent, but not quite as high as Will Smith, because Chris Rock has never aspired to be president unless it's in a movie where Bernie Mac, his main segment in the movie, slapped.
I don't know no NATO Jenkins. You know NATO Jenkins? I don't know.
So you got Chris Rock and Will Smith eye to eye. And let's pretend Will Smith knows this is my best chance to ever win an Academy Award.
He knows he's gonna win. He's campaigned at this point. He knows he's sitting in the front row. They positioned him to be the win. Like for instance, I would like to say that on say the MTV Video Music Awards, when Madonna won the Video of the Year when I was a kid, it was like she'd been famous for already 10 years at that point. And when she won the Music Video of the Year, she hadn't attended the MTV VMAs for like years. She hadn't attended it, but then that year she attended. She was there, and I was like, "Ain't no way Madonna's showing up if she doesn't already know she won." Because it's the VMAs, it's not the Oscars, it's not the Grammys. I think the VMAs were like, "Hey, Madonna, you're gonna want to play this year." Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So I think when when the Academy puts Will Smith sitting up in the front row, and also like the year Leo won for The Revenant, it was like a long time coming. We knew he was going to win that year because it was just going to be Leo's year. I think this year we knew that it was going to be Will Smith's year, and he knew it. It's just, I think the pressure got to him. I think he snapped. I think he was just unhinged. He was out of his mind, quite literally. That's my take.
Let's say he was not out of his mind. Let's say he knew he was going to win. He knew this was the biggest moment of his career as an entertainer, possibly of his life.
Yeah.
And before this moment happens, there is this person with equal clout and credibility as him within his community and beyond his community. Like,
but I would say, in that venue, Will Smith has more clout than Chris Rock. I would say that.
I don't even know that because Chris Rock is more. I'm gonna use a wrestling term here. Over being like registers better with the audience at the Oscars than Will Smith does, because Chris Rock is a known entity at the Oscars as a host.
Okay. Well, you know,
he has succeeded at the Oscars where many have failed.
That's true. I would say, yeah, he's a familiar face at the Oscars. I don't know about the clout though. I think when Will Smith shows up at a movie awards ceremony, the Will Smith takes all that gravity out the room. Like, he takes all the air out the room. He is Will Smith.
He may be a bigger name in main culture, but like if you look at the return on their Netflix specials and movies head to head.
Hang on.
I want to say something.
Wait, hold on. Will, Ricky has a question.
I want to say something. I bet you if we would have asked the average person who has won, or who was up for Oscars, they could name them before they could name who the last 15 hosts of the Academy Awards were.
What are you saying?
So what I'm saying is,
got cut off.
He was saying, my brother would venture to say that if you ask who the nominees were this year at the Oscars, more people would know that more readily than rattling off the last 15 hosts of the Oscars. So it's almost like
movie stars of the last few years. Like,
so I'll meet his statement with this. I do not watch the Oscars. I usually watch the nominees with friends. We'll go watch the movies. So I rarely know who all the nominees are for any category, maybe a handful. But I know the two people we're talking about. And I know a lot of people in the same position as me who don't follow film like that.
Yeah.
Those are the only two people they're going to know.
Right.
That's the only two people they've been talking about.
Okay. All right. Well, out of the context, so I feel like there are two contexts then. I feel like there's the context of in a vacuum, in the abstract, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. And then the general public, the general audience is going to be like, what happened? I don't understand. But I think the people who tune in to actually watch the Oscars on that night is a different audience that's going to be like, Will Smith, the great actor in movies, comes clown Chris Rock who tells jokes. Like, I think that it's I think those can be separated out. I think that I agree that in the abstract, Will Smith and Chris Rock, they are almost of equal status if you would average it out in the general population. I think, but just in the venue of a movie award show, and the few people who were actually watching the Oscars are tuning in because they saw the movies and they want to see the acceptance speeches and they want to see all that stuff. So, yeah, people were looking forward to Will Smith winning an Oscar. I don't think they would even register that Chris Rock came out to present it or whatever, someone else.
Yep.
Yeah. We always end up belaboring the plank in the gallows that I'm building, and so when we get to
I know.
we gotta finally hang the man. It's like, shit, it took so long to get there, and I didn't mean for it to.
It's okay. It's the Aristotle Full Throttle Show. And
So my point was, he was met with an irrefutable authority. Maybe not greater than him, but it was someone who could knock him down a peg. Chris Rock, just like David Spade.
right.
Because David Spade's another one who's good for this, is excellent at cutting humor that undermines the person they target. And the only thing that wants to blow is when they then undermine themselves.
All right.
Which is Will Smith's bread and butter.
Okay, so
you've got this man who has the capacity to cut you down in terms of how people view you. And before your greatest moment, that's exactly what he does.
he didn't, though.
Now,
In my opinion, he didn't. I don't.
But he did, because Will Smith is going to be irrevocably attached to Jada Pinkett Smith no matter how long they're together, whatever the status of the relationship is.
But
and part of it is simply for the fact that he was a meme because of their relationship.
all right. Well,
Will
I'm gonna have to.
meme.
I have to wrap this up, but I would say that Chris Rock, in my opinion, if we do go to the videotape, Will Smith, his initial reaction was great laughter,
Yeah, he laughed.
and then
He got caught.
so I don't think that Chris Rock cut him down. I think Jada Smith shot daggers at him, and that's what Jada Pinkett
But-
Smith. Yeah.
As far as the fidelity of your relationship, though, it's not that you're responsible for your partner, but in the idealized relationship, or one that's in a very rough period of recovery from damage, your obligation to the relationship to see to the well-being of your partner. Not because you're there to protect her, but because that's supposed to be your utmost priority as a partner. Like,
Okay.
I care about you more than anything, more than this academy, more than the legal charges of slapping the crap out of this guy who just put our entire relationship with one little joke on Front Street because it was a quip at you, but you are part of me.
But do you think that that's healthy? I don't know. I think that what he could have done, and it would have been talked about, it would have been dramatic, but if Will just said, hey, F you, keep my wife's name out your effing mouth, like if that happened, people would be like, woo, what was that outburst? That was a crazy outburst.
I mean, if he was really gangster, he would have walked up to Chris Rock and he would have tapped him on the shoulder and said, let me talk to you off the mic. And then said what he was feeling, and then let Chris Rock process that and walk off. And if Chris Rock would have either been silent or apologized, that would have been more intimidating than anything physical violence would have. What physical violence did was, like, the joke is that it downgraded it to the Source Awards.
Right. I saw that.
Where-
It was Aries Spears. Aries Spears had like a little joke about that. Go ahead, Ricky.
I just think that Will Smith has gotten the fame has gotten where he thought he could have the audacity to do that and he'd be untouched.
And he did. He just went right down like it was nothing.
Yep. Nothing.
Which to me, I agree. It speaks to the humanness. It speaks to his privilege. This dude is a multi, probably like 200, 300 millionaire, like walking, just turning around, going to sit down, turning his back on the man he just slapped, fearing no repercussions, fearing nothing. Yep. That is, of course.
How about I flip it this way? What if it's the exact opposite?
If Chris Rock went into the crowd and smacked him?
It's the recognition that, you know what? I realize now at this point in my life, black lives don't matter. They're not going to care.
So he just threw it all out the window, you're saying? Wait, what?
Or more along the lines of he realized those people don't care about us. They don't care what we do. So if I do this, they don't care. It's not them. They don't identify with Chris Rock other than damage control and public relations. But the fact that somebody slapped him, nobody jumped up to grab him and defend him. Nobody was like, tackle Will Smith. He hit Chris Rock.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
They weren't there for him like that.
Yeah.
You know?
There's also wait, go ahead, Ricky. And then I really have to go. Go ahead.
There was no security.
There was no security. There was nobody there to like drag him off. Again, why?
I'm talking about another able-bodied man.
Yeah,
There's plenty of men in there that.
Yeah, Keith
Steroids
Urban?
to look
Where
good
was
for the
Keith
role.
Urban in this moment?
Get from the knees down. You're right.
Yeah, he could have tackled his ankle. I just say that, but then again, the VIP section of ultra celebrities, there's no reason to believe that any of them would go up and attack a presenter until now. So I think that moving forward, they're going to have to figure that out a little bit better. They're going to have
they'll catch a fallen lady like Jennifer Lawrence every time.
Next year, Jim Brown's going to host and present an award. Try it. All right. Well, I really do got to wrap it up on account of doors open in an hour. So I gotta go. I gotta go.
Well, thank you for inviting me in and enduring technical difficulties for us to shoot the breeze on this.
Well, I always appreciate it.
And for the record,
go ahead.
I don't believe anything in particular. I'm just going to let it play out.
Well,
and I will humor any conversation.
I enjoy the conversation. I enjoy the discussion. I enjoy all different sides of it. Always, as always, is this. Thank you for joining me. And Ricky, any final words before we make you walk the plank?
No.
Good. Thank you for well said.
Invite him to the Discord, man.
I think he's on the Discord. It's just he actually just called my phone just at the time. But once I get everything.
I want to hear every word he says.
Yeah. I got to get my computer working, and I got to do like a deep clean again on this thing. But I really do have to go. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. This has been a fun show. Only the second half of this show will be on tomorrow's podcast because I don't think anybody wants to hear an hour of fumbling through technical difficulties. But thank you. Unless you do, I'll have that in the bonus features. You can subscribe on Patreon. I'll get you that audio right away. All right.
Soundtrack and listen to some Aristotle beats.
Yeah, some beats. All right. Thank you, guys, and I'll talk to you later.